Good morning, Cityside. Sharing song with you, sharing love with you, sharing space with you. For those of you who are tuned in with us, I'd like you to just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and drink in these lyrics, take in these words, take in song, open your heart, feel the love. Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, as me. Where I sing, God is, and where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Oh, and where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me, as me. Where we doubt, remember God is the faith in you. And where you cry, God is the comfort there. Oh, and where I seek, God is the answer, here and now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak, truth is, and where we work, love is our career, and where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me, as me. Oh, and as you, God is, life is a joy. Oh, and as I am, God is. God is. God is. God is. God is. Where I work, where I play, where I sing, dance. Knowing that we are a family. We are one. This is Louis Vega and Josh Milan's The World is a Family. My City-siders, over the next few weeks, if you want to get on the interwebs, find these lyrics and sing along. This is The World is a Family, Louis Vega. I'm a stranger in a strange land. but somehow I feel connection to the sand. We all look like family. We share the same blood and we share the same needs. Said we are people of the sun. We come from different places, but yet we still are one. We dance to the same beat. If we learn to love each other, our lives will be free. The world is a family. Oh, brothers, sisters, you and me now. Let's give each other what we need. What do we need, people? Come on. We need more love, more love, more love, more love to fish into different seas. They swim the same water, but they share enemies. We live in two different countries. That's right. We speak in different tongues, but there's love in our faces. Every man in every domain, born with the same blood, are running in blue veins. We all share the same spirit. We use the voice of love, and we know how we hear it. The world is a family now. Brothers, sisters, you and me now. Let's give each other what we need now. We need more love, more love, more love, more love. The world is a family now. Sing along, y'all, brothers, sisters, you and me now. Let's give each other what we need now. We need more love, more love, more love, more love. From Asia to Amsterdam, Pat Levy's watching, to India, to home, to Barcelona, to Paris, to China, to home, all around the world. You know all we need is love, just a little more. Yes, so take care of yourself. Oh, 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 oh. We need more love. From Chicago to California, to Seattle, to Washington, D.C., to New York City, to Ohio, to Wisconsin, to Miami, to Florida, to Texas, to New Orleans. Said, oh, take care of each other out there. Yes, the world is a family. Oh, oh, yes. We need more love, 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 love. Hey, yes. Now, brothers, sisters, you and me, love. L-L-O-V-E, love.
Good morning, Cityside. Good morning. I'm John. I am your host today. I am on the board of Cityside, and I'm a certified spiritual practitioner. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hello, everybody on live stream, whereas most of you are this morning. I hope you're all safe, happy, and enjoying our program this morning. Welcome. We are, if you're here for the first time, we especially want to welcome you. Be sure to say hello in the chat. At Cityside, we're about practical spirituality that you can use to create the life that you want. We embrace new thought and wisdom paths and are affiliated with the Centers for Spiritual Living, CSL. Yay! We honor all paths and we practice oneness, this idea that there is a power for good that is within and we can use it. We are really about, what we're really about is providing a supportive community where you can explore and deepen your faith, your spiritual path, and connect to the spirit and wisdom within you. Today we have Donna, who is in the back holding vigil for us. And vigil is just deep meditation, holding the consciousness, holding the container, so that we are all allowed to go even deeper and connect even deeper. So we always say our mission and vision aloud, and so and you can say it aloud at home, you really can, and our words have power. It changes the energy around us. It changes the physical vibration that's happening, and it really anchors our consciousness. So I just invite you to be a part of that shift. And our vision and mission is that we envision an empowered community that is living in a world of unconditional love in action. Our mission is to create safe spaces to explore and deepen our faith, grow in spiritual relationship, and connect with our authentic nature. We are social media friendly, as if you're live streaming, you can probably tell. So I hope that you're active in the chat and that you share out on your social media channels what you're up to this morning. Share out about Cityside and let people know this loving and empowering community that you're a part of. And we appreciate everybody sharing that. Our theme for March is Inner Wholeness. And today we have Reverend Darrell and Dr. Cari, who will be sharing with us their wisdom. I'm going to put this in my back pocket for a second. So today's talk title is Health, Getting to the Root Cause of Imbalance. And for me, imbalance always shows up the same way. It may look a little bit differently, but it's always when I let fear just grip my consciousness. And so I always lean into our spiritual practices that we're going to do this morning: meditation, prayer, breathing, and connecting with my spiritual community to pull me out of that. So I'm really excited to hear Reverend Darrell and Dr. Cari share this morning. This is going to be a powerful, powerful talk because they are power people. So we have just a few people here in the room with us. Most people are on live stream this morning. So this morning, for our icebreaker, what I ask you to do is just hold in consciousness an affirmative thought about where you're at right now and share that in the chat. Your affirmation for today, what is it? Share it out in the chat and share it out in the room.
Good morning, Citysiders. My name is Don Mannery, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners. I still have to get used to having a microphone and making sure that it's close to my mouth. And I have two quotes for the reading today, which I hope you really soak it in and really hear these words. The first one is from The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Healing is not creating a perfect idea or a perfect body. It is revealing an idea which is already perfect. And the other quote is from B.J. Palmer, developer of chiropractic. We get sick because of something inside going wrong. We get well because of something inside going right. Whatever place or space that you're in right now, I just ask that you allow yourself to relax, to close your eyes if you feel comfortable, to take a couple of deep breaths, to trust and know that everything right here and right now that we are experiencing is in perfect divine order. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing to be fixed. So just allow yourself to breathe and be within the silence just for a couple of minutes. Gently allow yourself to come back within your body. As I speak today's invocation, it is in this moment, right here, right now, that I recognize that there is a power and presence, an energy and light of Spirit and God right here and right now that is always that divine wisdom that is within all things. And it only knows love, only knows peace, only knows grace. And I know that I am one with all of these God qualities. I know it is at the center of who I am. And it is just from this place of oneness that I speak this prayer for a city-side community, knowing that we are all perfectly divinely to be exactly where we are, knowing that love is always still revealed, that circumstances do not define us, that our consciousness keeps rising, keeps connecting, and keeps seeing one another. Oh, I just know that we are blessed today, blessed to have Dr. Cari and Reverend Darrell share their spirit, their wisdom with us today. And I know that they are filled up and ready to share that wisdom with us. So grateful for the musicians, so grateful for each and every one of us that showed up today to help set up the space. I know that everything is unfolding perfectly, and so it is.
For those of you out there, I'm talking to you. Right now, if you would like to take a look at the lyrics that I will be singing for you. This is a Mavis Staples song called Have a Little Faith. So I'm going to just take a moment here to give you some time to bring up those lyrics so you can sing with us. The power of song and the vibration in which it brings into self and out into the world as this conduit for an emotional release is so powerful. And I think this song is so appropriate because all it is speaking of is that idea of faith, which we just talked about God is, yes? And so this faith of goodness and love and knowing a new beginning. So I'm going to sing this and I hope you sing along. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We've got to help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times that we're living in. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We got troubles everywhere around the world. Feels like there's not a safe to be for any woman, boy, or girl. Oh, everywhere you turn, it feels like destruction and pain. You've got a mouthful of promises and a hat full of rain. But have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. We're gonna help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times, oh, that we are living in. But have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friend. There's trouble all around us. We gotta rise above. Oh, won't you fight the good fight and win that war with love? Hold on, hold on. Help is on its way. I know there's a better tomorrow. I can feel it right now today. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friends. We've got to help each other through thick and thin. These are trying times, oh, that we're living in. But have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith, my friends. I said, have a little faith. Have a little faith, just a little faith. Have a little faith. Have a little faith, I say. Have a little faith.
Good morning, people in the room. Good morning, people out in the world, floating around in the digital space. It was so lovely to see that there were upwards of 60 plus people on the live stream. And I just am grateful that we have this technology, that in the midst of whatever's going on right now, that we have this ability to stay connected. And I want to begin by first acknowledging this community and the space that you've held for me and my family. It was just a week ago today that I came home from my parents' home in Dayton, Ohio, where we laid my father to rest, where I was probably for about 2.5 weeks through the journey of him transitioning from just the state of his health challenge to hospice and then to his passing. And I appreciate all of the prayers and the posts, the love and support to Cari and myself and my mother. So thank you so much for your love and attention. And if I can, with this being a talk about health, one, we keep marveling that, oh, wow, this is happening right now, and we're doing a talk on health today. So no divine connection there, right? But if I can, one of the things that I have asked to happen is that my father's life continues to be lived through me, that his legacy continues to move through me. And whether it's a word I speak or a choice I make, I want to share with you a profound way that he continued, in terms of faith, in terms of love, and in terms of acceptance, continued to practice what he has done his whole life. And the gift came to me through one of his dear friends. Last fall, he went to Yale Divinity School for his 50th reunion from graduation there. And one night, he and his friend, they had driven down from Boston to New Haven, and they were staying in a hotel, and they'd gone to the day's activities, and they were in the hotel and woke up at about 2 or 3 in the morning. And my dad's friend, Dean, heard my father singing. And he, sat up and said, "Bob, are you okay? Is everything all right?" And he said, "I'm singing through the pain." And he was driving, and so he couldn't take high amounts of pain medication to manage it, but he used some hymns that spoke to his heart so deeply to manage his pain. And to me, that's a powerful testimony, not so much about health and what it looks like in the body, but the state of wellness in his mind and activating a practice that allowed him to connect to the divine, to connect to the God of his understanding through that hymn. And so that's partially what we're going to get into today. Now, I really love these 2 quotes. So just to set up a little bit, my beautiful, lovely wife, Dr. Cari Jacobson, is a chiropractic kinesiologist. And we thought it would be fun to present kind of like the spirit of health and the health of spirit, approaching this idea of wellness and health, not just from the spiritual consciousness standpoint, but the literal, physical, tangible components. Ernest Holmes wrote, "Healing is not creating a perfect idea or a perfect body. It's revealing an idea which is already perfect." That's why we pray. That's why we meditate. That's why we do these consciousness activities, to return to a notion of perfection that already exists. Not trying to reach from something outside of us to pull it in, but to welcome that inherent aliveness. This is so, every time I go and talk to my wife and her colleagues, or go to a conference with her that's based on chiropractic kinesiology or chiropractic care itself, the philosophy, the principle, and this is the thing, principle-based living, principle is principle is principle. The same sort of mindset and attitude towards wellness is what propagates through the chiropractic world. B.J. Palmer, the developer of what we consider to be modern-day chiropractic care, said we get sick because of something inside going wrong. We get well because of something inside going right. That second phrase is the one that's really powerful to me. Everyone understands that there's imbalance in the body, but we don't necessarily get better because we reach out to change something outside of us. We find a return to that innate intelligence, that inherent perfection in the body. So the talk title is Health, Getting to the Root Cause of Imbalance. What does it mean to get to the root cause of imbalance? It means going deeper than the symptom. How often do we find ourselves chasing symptoms rather than really exploring causes of challenge and imbalance? Whether it be in our physical, mental, or emotional body and well-being. Or it could be in our financial affairs or in our relationships. Oftentimes we experience the symptom, let's say, of little money, and we think we just have to get more money. But we get more money to realize that it is the way that we spend and manage our money that is the actual root cause. It is not about having more money always. Or what if it's a constant weight gain? Anyone experience that? I will admit to emotional eating for the past 2 or 3 weeks with just what's been going on in my life. But it isn't always about what you eat, but why you eat. So yes, pizza, ice cream, potato chips, candy bars, these high sugar, fat-dense foods we all know are not necessarily the greatest thing, and that those can propagate. But why do we need to eat these foods? Why are they comforting us? What needs to be comforted beneath that flavor on our lips? This is what we will explore here today, health, getting to the root cause. In the Science of Mind text, the definition of healing or health is the expression of wholeness. An experience of lack of wholeness then, or a lack of healing or health then, would be a quote-unquote lack of wholeness. As I mentioned earlier, this is the whole principle based behind Science of Mind prayer. That to return our mind, to return our heart, to return our consciousness to a state of wholeness then allows that inherent wholeness to express. This principle is not just a mental one, but it's a physical and energetic one as well. This morning we'll get to hear a little bit more from my wife, Dr. Cari, on how this same principle gets applied in her everyday work as a chiropractic kinesiologist. At the end of our talk today, our hope and intention is that you'll walk away inspired and empowered to be able to return to that balance within yourself, to connect your heart, mind, body, and soul to that innate wisdom. What we're going to talk about today, and I'm basically going to interview a little bit here, this lovely woman, and have her share some of her wisdom. I just want to say this is one particular way that she practices health and wellness and supporting others in it. There are many, many approaches to holistic health care. There's not a singular one. Just as there's many, many ways to pray, there's not only one way to pray. There are many relationships you can have to God, not just one relationship to God. So please, if you feel like we are in some way, shape, or form saying this is the way, this is not the way, this is a way. But let it be a reflection of this idea of holism, integrated wellness. There are many paths and traditions that are considered to be part of holistic and integrative medicine. So we aren't saying again that this is the only way, this is a part of it. So let's begin. my dear,
Let's do it.
what is, I called you a chiropractic kinesiologist. What is kinesiology, or what is applied kinesiology in particular?
So applied kinesiology looks at the body as what I'm making a triangle, so you can tell. What we refer to as the triad of health: structural, biochemical, and emotional, and how everything balances. Basically, everything's connected to everything. So my approach to a particular person is not a cookie cutter approach. I meet people exactly where they are, looking at the structural components, the biochemical, what we're eating and breathing and drinking, and how that might impact how we function, and also, especially right now, how stress and emotions can affect us physiologically or affect how we function.
So this triad of health, if you can expand a little bit more as it relates to the topic of today, health getting to the root cause.
Right.
One of the gifts that I feel like I've been given from our relationship and my physical well-being is this idea of approaching symptoms is actually a gift, something that supports us as opposed to, oh my gosh, I hope that goes away, let me try to numb it out as quickly
Right.
as I can. That symptoms are actually something that point us towards our wellness.
So a very dear friend and teacher of mine is Dr. Darrell Weissman, and he always would say, symptoms are gifts in strange wrapping paper. They're the smoke signal. They're there to say, hey, there's a fire, pay attention. It's just, we don't always pay attention. And I always say the 5 most dangerous words are maybe it will go away, because your body will just talk louder to you. And then we ignore it, and then we'll just keep busy, and then it will speak louder. So hopefully we learn to pay attention to symptoms so that we can utilize the tools that maybe if you just take one thing away from today that you can integrate into your life, you could feel a little bit more vital, a little bit healthier, a little bit better. What's amazing about applied kinesiology, in my opinion, is being able to look at the complexity of the body. So we're able to look at all the connectivity of how everything interconnects in our system. So for example, if somebody comes in and they have this spot on their back and it just really hurts, and I adjust it. And then they come back in and it's that spot again and I adjust it. And then they come back in a few days, a week later, and I adjust. It's not a physical problem, more than likely. If it was, I would have gotten to it. So it's really about looking to the interconnectivity. And in applied kinesiology, we're looking at things called neurolymphatics, neurovasculars, the Chinese traditional medicine, and our meridian system, and how everything interconnects. So if, let's say, it's T8, a spinal segment T8, that particular segment associates or is related to, based on all of what I was just saying, to the liver. The liver and gallbladder in Chinese medicine deals with the emotions of anger and resentment and frustration and depression. It's also related to the pec major sternal muscle, so the muscle that actually allows for this motion to happen. So some people may actually come in and complain of a shoulder issue, and it actually has not one thing to do with their shoulder. It actually has to do with something that is either up for the healing or something recently that made them very angry. Or it could actually be that T8 is out. And by adjusting that, it opens up the flow of the system to actually correct what's happening with the muscle in the shoulder so that that muscle can turn back on. So it's really about how everything interconnects and finding root cause of what is really going on. It's just that if the body's expressing in symptoms and it's as if it's talking Mandarin, or if you do not speak Mandarin, you need an interpreter. So really utilizing muscle testing is part of the diagnostic tool integrated with applied kinesiology, and that allows me to be able to tap in specifically for that particular person and to really see what's going on underneath all of it, underneath the smoke signals.
So one of the things that we had originally planned for today was to do a workshop afterwards. If you have a question that you'd like to ask, I think just because of the delay with our feed here, it'll be kind of hard to entertain them, but we're going to do our best to go back and review afterwards and post any responses to any specific questions that might be rumbling beneath the surface in your head and heart about health and wellness as it relates to your spirituality as well as your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So it would be great if we could do some demonstrations, but just to further expand and maybe reiterate what Dr. Cari was saying. In New Age thinking, in science of mind, we have this idea that all is one, right? That everything is connected. But oftentimes I don't think when it comes to our physical, mental, and emotional well-being that we actually embrace that. We think that there's only one side of the coin that we need to pay attention to. There may be one side of the coin that needs our attention, but to recognize and understand how all of those are tied in together. I love the image of a triangle. If you can just close your eyes for a moment and think and see a three-pointed triangle, that if any of those sides of the triangle or any of those corners of the triangle were not there or somehow was broken, then the rest of the triangle would kind of collapse upon itself. So our physical well-being points to our mental well-being, points to our emotional well-being, points to our physical well-being, points to our spiritual well-being, points to our social well-being, points to our relationship well-being. It is all a big web. And to step back sometimes and to create some space, whether it be with a practitioner like Dr. Cari or even a traditional MD, or with any sort of healthcare practitioner to support you on your journey, to step back every once in a while and take it all in and go, what is happening here? What are these symptoms telling me? What is it that I need to give attention to? And how can I thank these symptoms? How can I embrace them to benefit and support my health journey? So there's two sides of the coin, I think, that most of us sit in with wellness and health in the body. So first off, this is a quote in a lot of the meditations that I led this past week at Chill and in other ways. People are very freaked out about COVID-19, and there is an external freak out happening, and I'm not going to deny that. One of the most important things that we can do is to embrace an internal wellness. So this quote has been supporting me in my own journey. I'm not one who usually jumps online and checks out what's going on CNN and what does Fox have to say and what does WGN have to say and what does CBS have to say and all of these different various outlets. But from the standpoint of a business owner and manager, I just wanted to see how other businesses were responding to this. And I quickly found myself getting sucked into a spin, getting sucked into fear, getting sucked into worry. And this quote has served me very well, that health has to do with the physical body, right? And our health is constantly going up and down, left and right, and changing and shifting. Wellness is more about a state of mind, and that is something that we can always control. So regardless of what my body is or isn't doing, there's a state of mental wellness. There's a state of wellness that I can step and pause, and that has informed my prayer work and my meditation very much so this week. But when it comes to health, there's usually two ways that we sit with it. There's kind of this more emergent need, like something is wrong with us, right? So we need to find a way to, quote unquote, fix it. And that's kind of the state that the world is in right now. There's severe imbalance, and everyone's freaking out, how can we fix it? I don't have a solution for that, nor do I think there is a singular solution, but this idea of social distancing, whether you have an opinion about it or not, whether you think it's good or bad or not, it is something that we know we can do right now. So just accept this as part of what's happening right now to benefit our wellness. And if you can today, rarely, I think, do we really embrace the idea of a Sabbath, the idea of stopping and pausing and slowing down and unplugging. And even though we're plugged in digitally right now, my sister-in-law sent out a beautiful text that she found from someone of what is the gift that we can find from this right now. And the invitation for us to literally not be so active, to not have to run around and do things, that we have to stop and pause and actually be at home and to connect with our loved ones, even if that loved one is just the heart of your own being. There's a gift within this, and to embrace it to whatever way you can. The other side of health and wellness, and it's where I like to embrace wellness. It is where, for sure, I know Dr. Cari encourages her patients to embrace wellness. is that we don't wait until something happens to embrace health, right? How many of you brush your teeth every day? Right? You don't wait until you get a cavity to start brushing your teeth. You do this proactive measure every single day, regardless of how good or bad your breath is. Usually you do it more if your breath is kind of funky. And thank you for that symptom, right? Hello, okay. Let me go brush that right away. But when it comes to our mental and emotional and physical well-being, what are you doing on a daily basis to propagate and to promote an increased state of wellness and health so that regardless of what happens out in the world, regardless of what virus may present itself, you are increasing and expanding your ability to respond. So Dr. Cari, I would love for you to highlight and maybe illustrate, regardless of someone's current state of wellness, what is something that everyone, whether they are 2, 20, or 200, what are some things on a daily basis that would ideally promote and strengthen our immune response, but our overall state of health and well-being?
I'm so glad you asked. There is such an intensity behind people moving into not getting sick. It's like the universe doesn't really know negatives. So all it hears is sick, 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 as opposed to what you intend to really move into. And that is the preventative mindset and preventative healthcare and what it is that I preach and do daily. And so how can we raise our capacity? Water is first and foremost. Good quality water and with frequency is so important. Our body is 70 to 90% water. Our brain is 90% water. If we do not give our body good quality water with frequency, there is no way we can function optimally. Pathogens cannot grow in a hydrated environment. They drown. That's why your doctor always says drink fluids when you're not feeling well, because it drowns in it. So we really want to make sure.
What if I drink 2 liters of soda a day? That's got water in it.
But your body processes it as the corn syrup and the sugars and all these other things, even tea. And tea, actually, if it's not organic, it is a highly sprayed crop. So you really want to be mindful about giving your body good quality water. Tap water, they haven't figured out how to filter pharmaceutical drugs out of it. There's feces found in it. There's chlorine and chloride. There's all kinds of funk in tap water. And what happens is your cells go, no, thank you, I do not want that. And then we urinate all the time, which deters us from drinking more water if all we're doing is having to go to the bathroom when we have to be in our classroom or we're going to be on the road for a while or whatever it may be. So when we start drinking good quality water, and it doesn't have to be costly. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. There's a countertop unit called the Berkey. I have no affiliation with it, but it's a few $100 and you can just put it on your countertop instead of purchasing all kinds of bottles, which is not great for the environment and becomes very expensive. You can have that in your home, whether you're renting or owning, and still get really good quality water in your system. And your kidneys really can only handle a few ounces of water, 3 to 5 ounces of water every half an hour. So keeping that river running, think about it as vitality, right? When we're subluxated in our spine or when something's out, we're creating a greater flow when you get an adjustment. You're creating greater communication from brain to body and body to brain. It's the same idea. If you're going to go swimming, you probably wouldn't choose to go into a puddle that is all funky with all kinds of bugs and whatever. And the reason there's all these bugs and it's dirty and funky is because there's no vitality running through it. It's just still water. It's just sitting there, as opposed to a running water or the ocean with waves. You want to create that kind of vitality in your body and in your system. And so that is really, really important. The other thing that's really important is putting good fuel into your system. So if you eat crap, you'll feel like crap. Sugar, processed refined sugar, wheat, corn, they are highly, highly sprayed with so much glyphosate and other herbicides and pesticides. Our human body just hasn't progressed as fast as science. We cannot get rid of the toxicity as fast as we're intaking it. So wheat, corn, refined sugar, soy, which is estrogenic in nature. It affects our thyroids. We want to be really mindful about that. And dairy, which is mucus producing and inflammatory. So all of those 5 foods can really inflame the system and make us feel funky. So what do we eat? Because people always go, oh my God, and what's left? a lot of things are left. Really good quality protein, grass-fed beef, hormone-free, antibiotic-free meats, vegetables. Go crazy on vegetables. Go organic where you can, really good fruits, organic where you can, and things like berries, you're gonna wanna go organic. Things like bananas, they have a peel. It's okay if they're not, so you can kind of pick and choose. Good quality fats like avocados and raw coconut and olives and things like that are wonderful for the brain. So we wanna make sure that we're fueling our system with good quality fuel, if you will, because we run our bodies like a machine. So we want to make sure that we do that. Exercise is huge, and it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to go to the gym for an hour. You can literally go for a mile or two walk every day. Keep the system running. Keep your system in flow. When we're more in balance, we feel more in balance. When our body flows more, we feel more in our flow. And rest. Make sure you're getting sleep, because when you rest, you restore. It allows your body to regenerate. If you think about a little baby, babies sleep like crazy, and they grow miles per minute. They grow huge. All of a sudden, the next day you see them, and you're like, you literally grew 3 inches. It's because they're sleeping and resting, and their cells are restoring. That allows us to restore and to stay healthy. When we're not feeling well and we get a really good sleep, we can wake up the next day and go, wow, so much better. Rest is huge to do. But I don't want to leave out one more thing, which really goes with the philosophy here at Centers for Spiritual Living in Cityside, which is, if you don't feel passion and purpose in your life, then what's really going to get you out of bed to want to drink good quality water and eat good quality food? If you don't feel purpose, to me, that's just as important to discover what's inside, what makes you tick, what gets you going, so that you can actually place significance and importance in some of these other things. And it really is all that connectivity of our innate intelligence and really allowing for that flow to happen. And if we're not excited about life, it makes it really hard to do.
That's awesome. So again, to kind of reiterate or reframe, health is getting to the root cause, right? So the symptoms out there are not something to turn away from. They're a gift pointing us to some imbalance. And we may have to go on a little bit of a spelunking journey with a practitioner to figure out what is that imbalance. Then on the other side of the coin, there is the root cause of wellness. And those are some of the basic things that Dr. Cari just mentioned. Staying hydrated, getting sleep. And I've just got to say this because I know a lot of people do it. Good sleep does not mean leaving your TV on, because your mind is still being impacted and stimulated by screens, by light, by sounds, by stories.
That's a whole workshop in and of itself.
A whole workshop in and of itself.
Yeah.
Give yourself some good sleep, eating good foods, and then connecting to this purpose, which I think in terms of the triad of health, in our spiritual and emotional well-being, one of those things that gets activated when we come together like this, whether it be digitally or in person, is that we connect to purpose, right? A purpose that is greater than ourselves, a purpose that is flowing through ourselves, a purpose that is all of life. And one of the ways that I know to connect to purpose, one of the ways that I know to remember and realign is through prayer and meditation. And so I thought that we would end today, unless Dr. Cari has any final words.
I want to say one more thing. I want to just share that we have a capacity to handle stress. And if you imagine that our capacity is like here, like this is what we can handle, and our stress levels here, we feel great. Even when our stress levels right here, we go, I'm fine, I don't really need help, I'm good. And then how many times have you heard of someone just bending over to pick up a pencil and, or just someone cuts you off and it sends you into a tailspin of like crazy rage or something? All it took was one more thing to take you over the edge, where you no longer had the capacity to handle the amount of stress that was coming in. The goal is that we want to keep our capacity higher than our stress level to the best of our ability, so that when push comes to shove and life hands us a curveball and the media makes everything a little bit crazier and the stress goes up, we're able to manage it and handle it and stay in our center. So how do we do that? We do it with prayer. We do it by taking good quality supplements that can boost our immune system, like C and zinc and selenium and immune boosting things. Vitamin D, research shows that vitamin D3 alone can prevent virus and flu by 60%. That's pretty amazing. Take your vitamin D3. Make sure that you're on good quality supplements and you know where they're sourced from. So for me, it is about being in a space like this community, helping you to raise your capacity to handle stress, and really being able to move into the rhythm and flow that is your breath, that is who you are, not what everybody else is breathing, so that you can be the force to bring people back to their center, because we need it right now. Bring it home, D.
So as we bring this portion of the service to a close, the intention that we had was that everyone would feel somewhat emboldened and empowered to reclaim their health, if you will. Whatever happens with this virus and however our world moves, we are doing social distancing right now, but also realize we're going to step back into relationship with one another. We are going to be socially interactive again. And one of the things that can promote wellness and health is the choices and decisions that you are making right now in the distance. And some of those things that Dr. Cari highlighted are things that you can do now, but things you can do every single day, whether it is taking good supplements to boost your immunity, drinking water, eating good food, and then don't forget to laugh. I almost always sign all of my emails, love, light, and laughter. One of the things in a gift that my father always gave me was the gift of laughter. That is a gift without a doubt from the divine. And to me is an expression of the divine. So find a way to laugh today, even if it's just watching a silly movie. But now let's do some work in the realm of consciousness, the work in the realm of spirit, the work in the realm of the mind. Drawing in a gentle breath through your nose, exhaling through the nose or mouth, and let your eyes close for a minute. And bring one of your hands or both of your hands to your heart space. Draw your attention down from the activity of the mind that so often seeks to find right and wrong, good and bad, and live in a dualistic world, and touch the heart of love, possibility, wellness, health, consciousness, truth, hope, possibility, freedom. For that is what I recognize in this moment to be at the essence of life. Beyond any condition that we may see on the screen or know out in the world, that at the very core of our being and the center of our wellness is God, is the divine, is spirit, is universal intelligence and wisdom, an innate, inherent thing that seeks to express through us uninhibited. But as we know, life has its dance. We move into bumps in the road, but all we need to do is return. So let us return here and now through this word and through this prayer. Welcome an intention on your heart, a single word to fuel your wellness this week, a single word to connect you to health this week. Peace, light, love, truth. There's no right or wrong, just whatever comes to you in this moment. And so the seed has been planted for wellness and health in your body and in your mind. And we water it now with our positive intent. In your mind, say, I am that. If it's peace, I am that. If it's wellness, I am that. If I am love, I am that. You are the very thing that you intend. It is not something you have to get. It is something you need to allow and embrace. And so this day, we embrace the health and wellness that we inherently are. Getting out of the way, moving to the side, all of the blocks, all of the subluxations, all of the things that may impede the natural, innate flow of intelligent life. And we step into our health. We step into our greatness. We step into our goodness. We step into our godness. And so let us affirm that by saying, yes. Yes, I am whole. I am perfect. I am complete. And we let that wholeness and completion carry us into this day and the rest of this week. With a grateful heart, let us say, and so it is. Thank you.
trying to be so careful and model the behavior that we're looking for in each other. So thank you so much, Reverend Darrell, Dr. Cari. Beautiful talk, really inspiring, really just expanding our understanding and our consciousness around all of this. So I'm really thrilled that you're here. Thank you. So now is our time for our own giving to Cityside. I wanted to mention that because so many people are on live stream and not here present, if you're feeling the need for prayer support, we've set up a prayer email address that you can use, prayer@cityside.me. And I encourage you to use that to send your prayer requests there. We have some amazing practitioners who are very steeped and deep in this consciousness of love, light, laughter. And so just know that that prayer support is there for you. Send your prayer requests. We will honor them and pray over them and know that truth for you. So Cityside is a community-supported organization, and each week we practice conscious giving to support Cityside. And I give to Cityside because, you know, you guys help me remember that we are connected to this thing called love, this thing called God, this divine intelligence. And you remind me to step out of fear and into love all the time. And having a community and that collective consciousness is really important to me. So I share my tithes and offerings here. I want to invite you to make your gift. You can make your gift online at cityside.me. That's our website, cityside.me. You can also text to give, and our text to give number is 312-757-8111. I know Keith is sharing this in the chat. And we always share an affirmation, our prosperity affirmation, our abundance affirmation when we do our giving. So I just invite you to be a part of that affirmation now, and people in the room, if you want to speak these words with me, speak them aloud at home. I really do think that using your voice and moving that energy out into the world makes a difference, so think about it. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Thank you.
Will my heart and soul say yes? Will your spirit still say yes? There is more that I require of thee. Will your heart and soul say yes?
Thank you for all your gifts, and thank you for being here with us. And now I'm going to turn it over for announcements and other important information to our favorite person, Eric Todd Rushing.
Good morning. I'm Eric Todd Rushing, and I serve as Sunday Director here at Cityside. If you are viewing for the first time, we want to welcome you and thank you for blessing us with your virtual presence. Please check out the I Want to Stay in the Loop at Cityside link that Keith is going to drop in the comments. Fill that out, and we would love to stay connected with you, and that will help us do that. If you've been coming for a while and you want to get on the mailing list, you can fill out that form as well. Next week, we continue with our March theme, Inner Wholeness, the Healing Power in You. Linda Jackson will be here, and the following week, our friend Angie Hosley will be back. You can find out more details about community opportunities by going to the events page on our website. You can always find anything with the sign up on the events page. And we want to especially thank our team today who helped create this experience, especially Keith, who is manning the live stream, and Don and John, Donna, Darrell, Cari, Tiffany, Dom, and Greg. And we want to say a special thanks and send lots of love to Reverend Amy for leading this community with such grace. And now everyone who's online, I want you to hit the heart button so all the hearts go up in the air for Reverend Amy. We would love to add new people to our welcome team and to our setup team once we begin gathering again. We only ask for a once-a-month commitment. It's a great and simple way to get to know people in the community. Keith is going to drop a Sunday service teams link into the comments that you can fill out. And lastly, don't leave anything on your heart today. If you need prayer support during this time, again, please reach out to prayer@cityside.me. And people will pray over your requests, but this is also an opportunity, if you want live prayer, that someone will reach out to you and pray with you. This is a time when we can all deepen in our practice and reach out to one another, a time when we can pray for those who are affected and for those who are providing care for those people. We will continue to keep you informed about how we're gathering in the coming weeks, so be sure to get on the mailing list or to join the Facebook group, and be looking for special opportunities that we're going to create to stay connected during this time. And we're going to push that out through the Facebook group and through the mailing list. So I look forward to gathering again.
Thank you, Eric Todd. All right, Cityside. My virtual friends, let's take this out. My sweet small gathering, vibrational clapping. Yes, move those bodies. Your love is lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. You know your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Come on, oh, your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Now I was downhearted. Disappointment was my closest friend, but then you came, oh soon it departed. And you know they never show your face again. Come on, everybody. I know your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher, higher. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. I'm so glad I finally found you. Yes, that one, the God in me. And I'll throw my loving arms around you, 'cause we can stand up and face the world. You see, come on, Cityside, sing. Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. Oh, your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. We're gonna sing together now. Sing. What? Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher, higher. What? Your love keeps lifting me, keeps on lifting me higher and higher. We love you out there. Have an amazing Sunday, my Cityside people. That was excellent. I felt like I was in a Soul Train line right there. I couldn't do it, but I couldn't do the dance, right? We love you.